What's up YouTube? Darryl here from Zephyr Wargames, and finally we have Lunalight Crimson Fox and Lunalight Kaleido Chick. Thank you! It's taken them long enough, but we finally have it. And this makes Lunalight so much more better. Like, it's given them such an extra boost. It's crazy. And I really think they can do quite well under links as well. Especially with the fact that they can boost out strong fusions that they can just sit on and do a lot of damage. Not to mention flood the board with a couple of monsters as well to help them push on and go into link monsters as well. Plus the revival effects they have, so they can get a fusion monster grave and then revive it with all their other cards as well, like the Lunalight Perfume, and kind of go from there. So, without further ado, I'm going to crack straight into this deck profile, and it's all relatively cheap as well. I'm not calling it as a budget deck, but it can be made quite cheaply, depending on the extra deck and how much you want to put into the deck. But overall, the main deck itself can be made quite cheaply, especially with Kaleido Chick and Crimson Fox being common. Anyway, we start off with triple Crimson Fox. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0 until the end of this turn. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Lunalight monster you control, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate the activation. If you do, each player gains 1,000 life points. So it's more of the banish effect is really good to kind of stop the negation of a target, but also it's change the attack to 0 is really important if you're going second, because it doesn't target or anything like that. Oh no, sorry, it does. You target one face-up monster your opponent controls, but then you change the attack to 0. So if you've got an indestructible Crystal Wing on board, you kind of go like this, and then their Crystal Wing has to decide whether they want to negate it or not, and then because it's not once per turn, you can kind of loop it round as well, which is really cool. Next up, triple Kaleido Chick. Now this is probably the more important one of the new introductions. Really cool, really strong. So once per turn you send one Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. The name of this face-up card on the field can be treated as the sent monsters if used as fusion material this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one polymerization in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of Lunalight Kaleido Chick once per turn. If this card is banished, you can activate this effect. This turn, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated during the battle phase. So that is awesome. It stops Utopia Lightning, and it just means it stops if you like your Crystal Wings, or if your opponent wants to attack you with a Crystal Wing, you can stop it taking the attack of your monster. So it's a little bit harder to beat over your big beaters. It's really important. Triple Lunalight Black Sheep. Now most of you might know this because it was played in Zodiacs. Actually, this is its original deck, and it is just as strong in this deck itself. So, you discard this card, then activate one of these effects. You add a Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand, except itself, or you add a poly from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as fusion material for a fusion summon, you can add it to your hand. One face-up Lunalight Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or a Lunalight monster from your graveyard, except itself. So it helps you recycle your monsters, it searches you out your polys, and it gives you as much plus as it possibly can. Next up, triple Lunalight White Rabbit. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, except itself. Special summon it in defense position. Once per turn, you can target spell and trap cards your opponent controls up to the number of other Lunalight cards you control and return them to the hand. So that's also very important. It gives you a rank 2 play instantly there, but then it can also bump up your fusion plays, especially with like Luna, Kaleido Chick and stuff like that. Triple Lunalight Blue Cat. If this card is special summoned, you can target one Lunalight monster in your you control, except itself. Its attack becomes double its original attack until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Lunalight Blue Cat, once per turn. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you special summon one Lunalight monster from your deck. So it helps you kind of float, basically. If you've all seen it, we all float too. Lunalight Tiger. This card is really cool as well. So in the Pendulum Scale, once per turn you target a Lunalight monster in your graveyard and special summon it, but it cannot attack, its effects negate, also it's destroyed during the end phase. Doesn't really matter because you're going to be doing it to revive for its effects to fusion summon, basically. Its monster effect is, if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a Lunalight monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and you can only use one Tiger per turn. And then we've got double Lunalight Wolf. In the scale, this is your fusion, so you cannot Pendulum summon monsters except Lunalights, so you don't play any others apart from Lunalights. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one Lunalight fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion monsters listed on it from your field or graveyard. So again, it helps you get you out double the fusion and kind of boost up your fusions. Its monster effect is, if a Lunalight monster you control attacks a defense fusion monster, inflict piercing battle damage. And then we wrap it up with the one Maxi, because it is the most powerful hand trap in the game at this moment in time. especially with Lunalights having the ability to go first or second, you kind of want to have the ability to, you know, do both. Next up into the spells, we play double polymerization and one fusion substitute. You can bump fusion substitute up if you want, but the idea is you're going to be banishing this to get your draw off, so you want to really be going with your polys, because your polys, you can recycle them, so it's a lot easier to do that. And then the one fusion recovery. Triple Allure of Darkness, because all of your monsters are dark bar tiger, I believe it is, so you need the draw power. And to kind of help out with your banish, I'm trialing out 2 Burial from a Different Dimension, purely because I really like this card. You banish quite a lot, not only for the poly, but also for the Allure of Darknesses as well, so you're always going to have banished monsters. On top of that, Wolf's Effect, sorry, Wolf's Effect is obviously only once per turn, but it's a soft once per turn, which means if you get a second wolf, you can use that effect again and kind of go that step further. So it also helps you combo off to get into your bigger Leo. Next up we play triple Lunalight Perfume. This is your Rhoda and your Revival. So you target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this is how you can recycle your fusion monsters as well. Then you can discard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then discard one card and add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand. So it's also your Searcher. I am trialing out the one fusion tag as well. You don't have to play this. This can be taken out. This is just for those times where you don't open up Kaleido Chit, that it can actually help you out a little bit and possibly help boost you into Panther Dancer. And then the final spell we play is the one Raigeki for board wipes. If you want to make it a bit more budget, you take the Raigeki out and put a Dark Hole down. So it's entirely up to you on that one. Now onto the traps, we play double Lunalight Reincarnation Dance. You can probably play this at 3 if you want to. I've basically taken one of these out in order to play double Grazy Prison because I think it's so strong in a fusion deck. Yes, it's not as needed as much nowadays because of the links, but it can still stop your opponent quite a lot. I mean, you look at Spirals, for example. If we go first, not only are you stopping them going into the XYZs like Dullahan, the Lyricity, the Princess Sprite, you're also stopping them going into the Ancient Fairy Dragon, their Coral Dragon. So yes, if you do go first, you have the ability to kind of lock them out that way. And then it does mean that they are going to flood the links, but your monsters are quite strong enough within reason to kind of deal with that and slowing them down from kind of extending their plays further than they kind of want to go. And then finally the one Solemn Warning, because it is your out to absolutely everything. Obviously the Gracie Prisons are nice easy sides out against Dracos as well. So it's really down to you. You can take the Gracie Prisons out. I just really like it in the deck. Okay, next up onto the extra deck. So we play triple Lunalight Cat Dancer. This is your first step to boosting up your monsters to go into Lunalight Panther Dancer. Again, we play triple of that, and then we only play double Lunalight Leo. Now, you can play Leo at 3, there's no argument with that whatsoever. The only reason that I'm trialing it out at 2 is because I wanted to try and get some more XYZs in there and kind of go from it through there. You've do play a couple of links in here as well, so you can take them down as well if you want. But this kind of ratio seems to work alright. Because we're in the link format, going into multiple Leos is not as common as it once was, because you can't have both on board unless you make 2 of them, and obviously to make 2 of them is a little bit harder, but Kaleido Chit makes that easier for you. So it's entirely up to you if you want to play another one or not. It's very easy to do so and kind of go from there. Next up for our links, we play the one Decode Talker and the one Proxy Dragon. You can easily take Proxy Dragon and make it Ib, but what you've got to be careful of is most of your monsters are dark, so the only time you'll be able to link for Ib will be with either like Maxi on board or with Wolf, Lunalight Wolf. Next up onto the XYZs, we have Tornado Dragon and Castel the Sky Blaster. Now, Tornado Dragon is probably more prominent than Castel in decks these days. Castel can easily be taken out, so my other option if you want to trade out Castel would be for Evil Swarm Nightmare. Now, the reason I'd say for Evil Swarm Nightmare is because, it gives you that extra defensive kind of play to go with, because you do play a lot of rank 4s, they are all dark, and then when your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, etc. in a damage state, you detach a material and you flip them all face down defense position. So again, it's really important and it can kind of help. Yes, it's less useful against links, but I mean against like Pendulum Magicians and stuff like that, it can be quite helpful. But again, that's an alternate between Castel or just another rank 4 that you would like to play. And then wrapping up, we've got number 41. Yes, he's here. You can kind of understand the art change on the TCG version, obviously taking out the alcohol bottles. the bottles of drink from around him and changing them to pillows and making him terribly tired paper. But yeah, a really cool card. Gotta love it. It's quite enjoyable to kind of play. And then wrapping up is the 1 rank 2 of Sky Cavalier Centuria. You can bump up your rank 2s because with the plays of Sheep and Rabbit, you probably are going to have more consistency for your rank 2s than rank 4s. So again, another alternative is you can drop that down, but ideally you're going for your fusion plays. Anyway, that is it for the deck. I hope this kind of gives you an idea to springboard and bring back to life your Lunalight deck. I know there's a lot of you out there that have kind of been sitting and waiting for this day to kind of come where we finally get Crimson Fox and Kaleido Chick to kind of play with. But like I said, it was all relatively budget. The only cards in here that were worth like over a few quid is probably like the Deco Talk was about 3-4 quid, and then you've got Tornado Dragon. So you know, it can be made quite budget as well if you want it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole 9 yards. We will be bringing you more deck profiles from the new set of Circuit Break and obviously updates with all the support it brings. If there are any particular ones from Circuit Break that you would like to see, then please let us know in the comments below and we will by all means oblige and do so. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.